G'day traders, welcome to wrap up of Thursday, 12th of April. So we've got the daily chart up here. We're in quite a significant area. Actually, you've seen just of recent times we've pushed down and all of a sudden break it down through these support levels which we talked about. All of a sudden it's really encouraged the sellers, and then we saw after the long weekend that really strong sell candle on Tuesday. From there we've had a bit of a pullback or a bit of a retracement, and you can see now that solid what was support is now resistance, and the market's coming back to it, and what was a floor now becomes a ceiling. And it was very significant at the end of yesterday, and basically target is an area that if the buyers can push up and start, especially when the cash market opens, push up above that area, it's going to give a lot of power to the buyers. But if the sellers can hold it and start pushing down, we'll really see the sellers try and push back and head towards these lows again. So it's quite a significant area, and definitely one to keep an eye on. It was significant yesterday's trading, and let's go through that now. So here we are on the 5-minute chart, and you can see these buyers really came out of nowhere. It wasn't that the buyers weren't capable. I'll just bring this daily chart back again just for a second. You can see that here's the day that we're currently looking at. We were having a bit of a pullback, so I must admit when I opened up today or approached this particular day, Thursday, my impression was that the sellers were just a little bit more in control, but it was likely to get some buyers and get a bounce and pick this kind of 1380 area as maybe the top that the market that the buyers could head towards. So the buyers weren't unexpected. They were getting a bit of a bounce, but thought the sellers could really come in and take charge at any stage, and definitely didn't expect the buyers to come in as strong as they did. And you can see they pushed up till lunchtime very significantly. We got a bit of a pullback here. This pullback was quite shallow and quite sharp, so hard to get on this opportunity here. And like we talk about, when the market pushes in such one direction so strongly, often it's more difficult on trade than if we get in slower markets, and that was the case today. I just throughout the morning I just didn't see a lot. This pullback here was quite significant, and from there it pushed high, and you can see basically there was 3-4 pullbacks throughout the day, and each time they have pushed higher. Quite often you'll see them push back after the first pullback, but once you get to the second or third, most times you will see another direction start coming into play. So at one stage or another, these areas will start to fail, but occasionally you will get these days where they just keep pushing in one direction, and this is what we had today. So you will see each pullback worked in hindsight, but of course that's in hindsight, and it's difficult to say that these buyers will keep on coming, especially in the sellers market, which they did. So from here we pushed higher, and here's this 1383 area. So once we basically had the second pullback and pushed up here, that was that area right where which was a fall, which is now becoming ceiling, and the kind of area where the sellers really had to hold if they want to contain these buyers and keep control of this market. We pulled back, kind of looked like we were poking through it, then pulled back again, and then right at the end of the day we have managed to push through it, so they got a little bit of a charge up there. But opening Friday's market will be interesting to see whether we're sitting above or below this area. So that's on the 5-minute chart. Let's have a look at it on the 1-minute chart. You can see here strongly pushed through 2 power points. If it had to pull back to a power point in this area, this would have been a great area to buy from. It's obvious that the buyers are strong. They came a little bit unexpectedly, but when you see them like that pushing so strongly, you're crazy not to get on some sort of power point, because it's got a very high chance of working. From there, we didn't quite pull back enough, pushed up through another one, went to this yellow. Yellow held the market up for a little bit, and from there we started to hit a bit of a range, but while still grinding up, but that was kind of the end of those really strong buys. Eventually we hit our first pullback power point, which is up here, so the 5-6 power point of the day, until we actually got a decent enough pullback to potentially look at a power point. So that one had a chance. What might have been better is looking for a second pullback and even take an area down around here and line up with support here, which never of course eventuated, and then these buyers kept on pushing higher, and they're very strong. At no stage did the sellers ever really have a go. So yeah, we're definitely in a situation now where the buyers are coming back and gaining a bit of power, but the sellers still have them at this stage, but we'll see and have a look what happens Friday. So that's a wrap up. I'll speak to you guys soon.